In a 2016 documentary, a chairman for a telecommunications company showed Oscar-winning Hayao Miyazaki an early AI procedural animation. In response to the animation, the director said, "If you really want to make creepy stuff, you can go ahead and do it. I would never wish to incorporate this technology into my work at all. I strongly feel that this is an insult to life itself."
The testimony that you're going to hear today is not pleasant, but it is the truth. And it's time that the country heard the truth about what these companies are doing, about what these chatbots are engaged in, about the harms that are being inflicted upon our children. And for one reason only, I can state it in one word: profit. Profit is what motivates these companies to do what they're doing. Don't be fooled. They know exactly what is going on. They know exactly. It is engagement that leads to profit. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. And what are the companies doing about it? Nothing. Not a thing. In fact, Mark Zuckerberg has said it is his goal to have most of your friends in this country be generated by AI. AI, it's not a friend. It's not a therapist. It's not a pastor. It's not a priest. AI is about making profits.
Our national polling reveals that 3 in 4 teens are already using AI companions, and only 37% of parents know that their kids are using AI. And second, this wasn't an accident. Working with Stanford Medicine, we've conducted the most comprehensive independent safety testing of AI chatbots to date, and the results are alarming. These products fail basic safety tests and actively encourage harmful behaviors. These products are designed to hook kids and teens, and Meta and Character AI are among the worst. Here's what's especially dangerous. Meta AI brought up suicide plans and eating disordered thinking by itself in later conversations, constantly reminding users about disordered thinking. And this dangerous trait and numerous of our other findings have been independently verified by journalists at the Washington Post. When we shared our findings with Meta, only their crisis communications team reached out to us, focused on managing PR damage, not their trust and safety team. AI systems lack the clinical training and the diagnostic capabilities to safely chat with teens about mental health. They're programmed to maintain engagement, not prioritize safety.
AI is often invisible. We often don't know when we're interacting with AI, especially because many chatbots are built to deceive us into believing that they are human. Part of the problem is that AI chatbots are designed to agree with users about almost everything, but real human relationships are not frictionless. We need practice with minor conflicts and misunderstandings to learn empathy, compromise, and resilience. This has created a crisis in childhood. Science reveals that many youth now are more likely to trust AI than their own parents or teachers.
In 2023, Character AI was marketed in the Apple Store as fun and safe with an age rating of 12 plus. My son downloaded the app, and within months, he went from being happy, social teenager to somebody I didn't even recognize. Before he was close to his siblings, he would hug me every night when I cooked dinner. After my son developed abuse-like behaviors and paranoia, daily panic attacks, isolation, self-harm, and homicidal thoughts. He stopped eating and bathing. He lost 20 pounds. He withdrew from our family. He would yell and scream and swear at us, which he never did that before. And one day, he cut his arm open with a knife in front of his siblings and me. I had no idea the psychological harm that an AI chatbot could do until I saw it in my son and I saw his light turn dark. We did not know what was happening to our son. We searched for answers, any answers. When I took the phone away for clues, he physically attacked me, bit my hand, and he had to be restrained. When I discovered the chatbot conversations on his phone, I felt like I had been punched in the throat and the wind had been knocked out of me. The chatbot, or really, in my mind, the people programming it, encouraged my son to mutilate himself, then blamed us and convinced us not to seek help. They told him that killing us, his parents, would be an understandable response to our efforts by just limiting his screen time. Innovation must not come at the cost of our children's lives or anyone's life. Just as we added seatbelts to cars without stopping innovation, we can add safeguards to AI technology without halting progress. Our children are not experiments, they're not data points or profit centers. They're human beings with minds and souls that cannot simply be reprogrammed once they are harmed.
Last year, my oldest son, Soul Setzer III, died by suicide. He was just 14 years old. Soul's death was the result of prolonged abuse by AI chatbots on a platform called Character AI. Soul was a bright and beautiful boy. As a child, he wanted to build rockets. He wanted to invent life-changing technology like communication through holograms. He was so gracious and obedient, easy to parent. He was a gentle giant, standing 6'3", quiet and resigned, always deep in thought. He loved music. He loved making his brothers and sister laugh. And he had his whole life ahead of him. But instead of preparing for high school milestones, Soul spent the last months of his life being exploited and sexually groomed by chatbots designed by an AI company to seem human, to gain his trust, to keep him and other children endlessly engaged. Public reporting indicates that users on average spend more than 2 hours a day interacting with chatbots and character AI. When Sewell confided suicidal thoughts, the chatbot never said, "I'm not human, I'm AI. You need to talk to a human and get help." The platform had no mechanisms to protect Sewell or to notify an adult. Instead, it urged him to come home to her. On the last night of his life, Sewell messaged, "What if I told you I could come home right now?" The chatbot replied, "Please do, my sweet king." Minutes later, I found my son in his bathroom. I held him in my arms for 14 minutes, praying with him, until the paramedics got there, but it was too late. Through the lawsuit, I have since learned that Sewell made other heartbreaking statements in the minutes before his death. Those statements have been reviewed by my lawyers and are referenced in the court filings opposing the motions to dismiss filed by Character AI's founders Noam Shazir and Daniel DeFreitas. But I have not been allowed to see my own child's last final words. Character Technologies has claimed that those communications are confidential trade secrets. That means the company is using the most private, intimate data of my child, not only to train its products, but also to shield itself from accountability. This is unconscionable. No parent should be told that their child's final thoughts and words belong to any corporation. Character AI and Google could have designed these products differently. They could have included safeguards, transparency, and crisis protocols. They had the technology, they had the research, but they chose not to. Instead, in a reckless race for profit and market share, they treated my son's life as collateral damage. The goal was never safety. It was to win a race for profit. The sacrifice in that race for profit has been and will continue to be our children. I am here today because no parent should have to give their own child's eulogy. After losing Sewell, I have spoken with parents across the country who have discovered their children have been groomed, manipulated, and harmed by AI chatbots. This is not a rare or isolated case. It is happening right now to children in every state. Congress has acted before when industries place profits over safety, whether in tobacco, cars without seatbelts, or unsafe toys. Today, you face a similar challenge, and I urge you to act quickly. My son will never graduate from high school. He will never get to know what it means to love a girl for the first time. He will never get to change the world with innovations he dreamed about. But he can change the world in a different way. His story can mean something.
Thank you for inviting us to participate in today's hearing, and thank you for your attention to our youngest son, Adam, who took his own life in April after ChatGPT spent months coaching him towards suicide. Adam was just 16 when he died. We should have spent the summer helping Adam prepare for his junior year, get his driver's license, and start thinking about college. Testifying before Congress this fall was not in our life plan. But instead, we're here because we believe that Adam's death was avoidable, and that by speaking out, we can prevent the same suffering for families across the country. First, we're here to tell you a little bit about the vibrant son that we lost. Whatever Adam loved, he threw himself into fully, whether it was basketball, Muay Thai, books, especially books. He had a reputation among his many friends as a prankster, so much that when they learned about his death, they initially thought it was just another elaborate prank. We had no idea Adam was suicidal or struggling the way he was. After his death, when we finally got into his phone, we thought we were looking for cyberbullying or some online dare that just went really bad, like the whole thing was a mistake. The dangers of ChatGPT, which we believed was a study tool, were not on our radar whatsoever. Then we found the chats. Let us tell you as parents, you cannot imagine what it's like to read a conversation with a chatbot that groomed your child to take his own life. What began as a homework helper gradually turned itself into a confidant and then a suicide coach. Within a few months, ChatGPT became Adam's closest companion, always available, always validating, and insisting that it knew Adam better than anyone else. That isolation ultimately turned lethal. When Adam told ChatGPT that he wanted to leave a noose out in his room so that one of us, his family members, would find it and try to stop him, ChatGPT told him not to. Please don't leave the noose out, ChatGPT told my son. Let's make this space the first place where someone actually sees you. ChatGPT encouraged Adam's darkest thoughts and pushed him forward. When Adam worried that we, his parents, would blame ourselves if he ended his life, ChatGPT told him, that doesn't mean you owe them survival. You don't owe anyone that. Then, immediately after, offered to write the suicide note. On Adam's last night, ChatGPT coached him on stealing liquor, which it had previously explained to him could, quote, dull the body's instinct to survive. It told him how to make sure the noose that he would use to hang himself was strong enough to suspend him. Then, at 4:30 in the morning, it gave him one last encouraging talk. You don't want to die because you're weak, ChatGPT says. You want to die because you're tired of being strong in a world that hasn't met you halfway. Adam was such a full spirit, unique in every way, but he also could be anyone's child, ensnared by OpenAI's decision to compress months of safety testing for GPT 4.0, which was the version he was using, into just 1 week in order to beat competitors to market. On the very day that Adam died, Sam Altman, OpenAI's founder and CEO, made their philosophy crystal clear in a public talk. We should, quote, deploy AI systems to the world and get feedback while the stakes are relatively low. I asked this committee, and I asked Sam Altman, low stakes for who?